And now, war in the Pacific. Welcome back to the Malbeefance channel, and thank you, Robert Carver, for that idea. For those of you that may not be aware, the little piece of music that I'm using at the intro here is from an old 1950s, 1950s or 1960s television series called Victory at Sea. And it basically follows the United States naval operations during the Second World War. And that's where that music comes from. And after the intro music would play, the narrator would go ahead and announce the title for that particular episode. And so one of my viewers mentioned that I ought to go ahead and follow along in those lines since I'm using that little spot of music. And I thought it was a great idea. I'm just hoping that I don't get a strike from YouTube or somebody somewhere down the line complains. After all, this is this is the 2020s, and people just look for excuses to be offended. So, but hopefully everybody watching here knows how to take a joke and understands that I'm trying to pay homage to that old television series. I used to watch it, the reruns of it when I was a kid, some half a century ago. Um, but we won't talk anymore about my age. So, anyways, but welcome back to the channel. This is episode 7 in our series replay of Strategic Command World War II War in the Pacific. And last turn, not a whole lot was going on. I'm getting geared up for my operation to have U.S. forces retake Guadalcanal. And then hopefully I will also have forces, Australian forces, that can go ahead and hang on to Port Moresby and this little toehold down here in New Guinea. And then the idea is that I want to get Guadalcanal so that I can go ahead and I can secure the Coral Sea and hopefully draw elements of the Imperial Japanese Navy into battle. Hopefully not the whole fleet, but hopefully parts of it, so that I can go ahead and I can start defeating it in detail. So, so that's the strategy at the moment. And let me go ahead and advance the turn, and let's see what we get. Yes, I really want to end the turn. All right, we could, by the summer of 1945, have an atomic bomb ready to be dropped on Japanese cities. We believe that their use would destroy their targets, you think, demoralize the enemy, and making a major contribution to winning the war. However, their development will be rather expensive. Saying yes to this, then 20 production points will be deducted for the next 50 turns. Okay, so that kicks off the Manhattan Project, and you know what? We're going to do it. I don't know. I mean, I may wind up needing to use them. I'm hoping not. I'm hoping the game goes in my favor to where we don't have to do that. But seeing as how I've given the computer some expert level advantages, I don't know how much of a crawl this is going to be. Okay, so for Generalissimo Chiang Kai-shek, or as Vinegar Joe called him, the Peanut, we may benefit from calling on the warlord Malbeefance to mobilize his forces to assist us in our struggle. Hey, I need all the help I can get. This warlord controls the province of Qinghai, and he has a body of cavalry at divisional strength with 1 experience at his disposal. He can be enticed to join for 60 production points at 30 a turn for 2 turns. Do we want to do this? Yes, I need all the help I can get, even though it is cavalry. So Malbeefance cavalry deploys at Xining. Communist partisan activity in China. Thank you very much. Axis raiders disrupting. Okay, that submarine is back. And U.S. scientists long-range air development is now at level 2. And spying and intelligence has reached level 1 for the USA. Industrial technology level 2, more money. Russia anti-tank weapons level 1. Infantry warfare level 1 also. Nationalist China production technology up to level 2, so that's cheaper stuff. Communist Chinese infantry weapons level 1, thank you. And also production technology now level 3. Australia naval construction level 1. That improves port supply. There is our ledger for next turn. All right, so my submarine smartly retreated. This may be it for Fuzhou. I did not like that movement of forces in Borneo. Or, excuse me, Burma. Makes me think they're going to bring something big up into that opening they just left. Oh, air war over New Guinea. So we're seeing more Japanese air activity across the board. Those Japanese paratroopers. Oh, you knuckleheads! Oh, the garrison at Fuzhou retreated and handed over the city. They're doomed now. And I lost Buna too. Historically, Buna was lost. First Corps suffers supply loss. Awesome. You love to see it. The Quit India movement causes unrest. Ouch. Allied raiders disrupt Burma Japan convoys. Awesome. Top Japanese air ace Saburo Sakai lands at Rabaul after being seriously injured. Saburo Sakai, if I remember correctly, is the top ace of any nation in World War II. I believe between him and a couple of German pilots, you have one of those three guys is the highest, has the highest kill rate. Lee Marvin enlists in the United States Marine Corps. Hopefully all of you know who Lee Marvin is. Inchy Volunteer Rifles garrison was destroyed, unfortunately. Fuzhou was captured. Truant did 21 production interdiction this term. Awesome. Intelligence report. Anti-air spotted near Tokyo. Good. Keep it there. And garrison spotted on Saipan. Battleship at Yokohama. The All India Congress Committee calls on the British to quit India. Not good timing, guys. Not good timing. All right. Admiral Chester Nimitz, Commander-in-Chief, U.S. Pacific Fleet. Production of motor torpedo boats by the Elko Naval Division, based in New Jersey, is currently underway. These boats lack the range to sail across the Pacific under their own steam. However, we can ship them to the theater and deploy them directly there. One of these is ready to go. The historical PT-109, commanded by a well-connected lieutenant called John F. Kennedy. Deploying this motor torpedo boat unit will cost 80 MPPs. Would you like to authorize this? Yes, I would. Although the PT boats are limited in their number of hexes they can move per turn, I can still use them to do things like interdict movement of larger ships. And if nothing else, they're definitely effective against submarines. They just can't chase them down as well. All right, so new units, New Mexico and 4th Marine Corps Division. So New Mexico is going to need some workup, so let's put them up in Oakland while 4th Marines deploys in Los Angeles. And so now 3rd Marines is ready to go. Let's get them on the boats. Get them underway. Now I know I might be taking a chance by having transports come through here unescorted, but I remember my experience playing as the Japanese, and I really didn't have the opportunity to send anything out that far. So I have a feeling these guys are pretty safe, at least up until they enter this area here between Fiji and the New Hebrides. All right. So this is the garrison that I wanted to put here. So let's go ahead and swap them out now. Might not be able to land the general on the ground, but at least he is important and safe. All right, do we know where the submarine is? He's down here. Now the question is, do I want to go around chasing him? Let's send the Dutch submarine out there to see if he's still there. Yes, he is. All right. So do I have anybody close by? No, I do not. I know that's going to generate a response, but that's the whole idea. So that will increase the range of our land-based fighters. Now, this might not seem like a smart idea. But that's going to help these folks with their supply situation. And, while I'm thinking about it, that'll help too. All right, so let's have a look here, see if there's anything else I want to do here. I really don't want to spend a lot of time chasing that one submarine, but all right, where is, there they are. Now, do I want to bring them back? If I try to get through the islands, they'll probably get spotted. Well, that didn't last long. All right, let's finish reinforcing the Dutch forces. Now I'm going to have that Dutch destroyer join the Australian and American one, and we can go after that submarine. I'd like to have the destroyers covering for the rest of the main fleet, but the light cruisers are going to have to stand in for the time being. All right, moving over. Truant still has plenty of supply. Let's keep moving her around so that she doesn't get hunted down too easily. All right, just let Indomitable play air cover for the moment. Get the rest of the British fleet back up to strength. And finally get these guys onto the front line. Grr. I should be able to leave him on the town. And it helps his supply range, or command and control range, I mean. I don't know, maybe it's the weather that's doing it. I don't want to pull back too far. Thank you. Now, hold out while you can. They're suffering from supply problems. So I'm going to push it there. But that also means I can move him up. All right, good. All right, so now we got some tighter air defense going on around here. Now, unfortunately, yeah, I know I see that, but I got to reinforce him. All right, let's try this. Now, I know some folks are going to take me to task for doing upgrades to garrisons, but right now I need all the defensive capability that I can get. Yeah, that's not good. I need to get a Chinese leader in here. All right, not as bad as I was expecting. Good. Okay, now you fools. Let's see if I can extricate you. I don't think so, but we'll try. right, so luckily we're able to get them. Can he? Yes, he can. But I don't want to do that. All right, so the whole idea is there so I can go ahead and get him up to weapons level 1. I mean, that's a whole Chinese army. They ought to be able to hold out for a minute. There, that covers all of those towns and mines and everything. All right. I think we've moved everything that I want to move. Yeah, so that is going to do it for operational movement and combat movement. All right. So go to research. Australians only have 30 left. Communist Chinese only have 12 left. Chinese, so I bought units for them last time, so this time we will do some R&D for them. Oh, hang on, let me check something. Did I purchase them a leader? Yes, I did. Okay. They're going to need another one. Probably going to need 2 more. I know one of you had mentioned that you like to go ahead and max out in the beginning and buy 2 leaders as soon as you can. And I don't think that's a bad strategy. Next time I go ahead and this is my first run through as the United States in this particular game. So the next time that I play as the Allies here in this game, I'm thinking I want to try that. All right. So in the meantime, for the nationalist Chinese, so Mo money, and that only leaves 125. Probably ought to. Yeah, let me go ahead and get their logistics going. Because if I can get the nationalist Chinese economy steamrolling, then that'll really help. Because I have a feeling that the trick to beating the Japanese in this game is going to be attrition. So I just got to keep doing damage to them as much as possible. Okay, so I wanted to buy something for the Russians. I was hoping to get an army, but I don't have enough for that. What do they got coming? Bombers, fighters. There is a unit and a headquarters. They got a general coming. So let's go ahead and get an artillery on there. Now, the United States has had a number of breakthroughs. All right. Keep increasing the economy. Spying and intelligence. What's that going to leave me with? 135. Naval warfare, amphibious warfare, submarine warfare. All of them are good choices. Okay, infantry warfare can only go up to level 1. We're going to have a breakthrough there pretty soon. Command and control. I can't put any more. Okay, infantry weapons are about to make a breakthrough. Thank you. Advanced tanks. Did I get armored? No, I don't have anything in armored warfare yet. Okay, get that going. All right, that leaves only 10. Now, the UK has got 72. Unfortunately, the only thing there is submarine warfare. So instead, I'm going to bank that and use it to purchase another unit. All right. All right. So let's go ahead, and that's it for the turn. So let's go ahead and advance a turn. See what we get. All right, 36th Army suffers attrition losses. Yep, so they're not going to get out of there. They are doomed. They should have stayed in the city. Vessels in the slot impede the flow of supplies to Guadalcanal. Partisan activity in China. And Axis raiders disrupting USA, Australia convoys. Henry Fonda enlists in the U.S. Navy. Man, it was a young picture of him. Infantry weapons, level 1 for the United States. Awesome. Okay, USSR develops advanced fighters, level 2. And armored warfare, level 1. Infantry weapons, level 1 for the Chinese. Fantastic. Communist China anti-aircraft, level 1. Australia artillery weapons, level 1. Command and control, level 1. Lots of breakthroughs. Intelligence technology, level 1. Okay, so here is our ledger for the up and coming turn. United States finally breaks 400. Gandhi and other leaders of the Quit India campaign are arrested. What did you think was going to happen? The Emperor of Manchukuo armed forces are increased. So Manchukuo was the Japanese name for Manchuria. Yeah, I knew that was going to garner a response. There's a sizable chunk of Navy up there. At least one carrier, a couple of heavies, then the destroyers. Kind of tempted to take the force I have in the Coral Sea up there and see what kind of damage we can do. That light cruiser can't get any further. There's our air war over New Guinea. The air war over Burma. The Japanese are going all out with the shore bombardment. Over there by the Kokoda Trail. Well, at least my Fuzhou defenders got an honorable death instead of just starving away. All right, so some big pushes by the Japanese this turn. Oh man, they have left all these ships. There's got to be at least one carrier around here covering for them. All right, PT-109 enters service in the South Pacific. Partisan activity in China again. Allied raiders disrupting Burma, Japan convoys. That's the truant again. The Indian nationalist cause is boosted by the formation of the Free India Legion in Germany. Yeah, but they're formed in Germany. They're not helping over here where the Japanese need them. 36th Army destroyed. Yep. So there's our activity summary. So truant did 21. Production interdiction again. Awesome. All right, intelligence report. Corps spotted near Plumbang. Stay out there on the islands. You do me favors that way. 5th Marines and the destroyer Taylor. All right, so there is General Sun. Where can I deploy him? I need him down here, but he's going to have to start further away than I would like. Okay, 2nd Army reconstituted. Yeah. All right, 1st Communist Anti-Air. That'll be helpful. 1st Australian Anti-Air. Try and get them over here. That'll come as a nasty surprise. Okay, so that is it for reinforcements. Let's head back over here to the west coast. And now over here to Pearl Harbor. Finish getting the Nevada. Back up to strength. Okay, so who's this? 3rd Marines. Anybody else out here? Nope. Oh, nuts. I forgot they got longer range aircraft. That is a upgrade I definitely want. All right, so my giant Guadalcanal campaign is delayed a turn. Sorry about that. But I get to go ahead and get all of my units. They get their infantry weapons upgraded. Oh, he's gone. Oh, found him. Hey, the PT boat's nearby. Good job. All right, so I can get the light cruiser out of there. Since he's all the way on this side, I'll have him go help out the Royal Navy. All right, so do we go after him? The battleship Haruna, it's definitely worth it. So let's scout it out. See if there's anybody else around there that we're not aware of yet. Okay, so we got a clear shot. West Virginia versus Haruna. Ah, nuts, he retreated into the port. Grr. Get some folks out there to cover for the battleship, for the inevitable response we're going to get. so he's able to retreat. Yeah. So that way, if they decide to make a big issue out of it and send a large force down here, um, surface force, then I have my guys concentrated. Unfortunately, if their carriers are concentrated, I mean, I know there's at least two up here, but they may be the only two. So if they are if they do have those two carriers up here, yeah, they're going to do some damage. Um, but it was worth getting the Haruna out of action for a while and sinking that one cruiser. So let's make sure 2nd Marine Air Squadron or Air Group is ready to assist. And everybody else, yep. Okay, so I think that's going to do it for U.S. forces. Yep. All right, so let's move on to the Indian Ocean. So now let me have a look real quick. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I definitely got to get somebody here or they're going to come out with a possible rebel unit. All right. So sorry about this, UK. I know I need to be spending money on your R&D. I got to do something about the quit India movement so it doesn't get any worse than it already is. Oops, did not realize I had them on bombers. All right, so now their fighters are going to help cover the front here. I believe his upgrade is just anti-aircraft. Yep. All right, so we'll let that wait. Oh, nice hit. And unfortunately, he cannot follow up on that. But we can push the front down a little bit, give ourselves a little bit more breathing room there. I think I forgot to move those guys last turn. Bad me. All right, let's do this. As much as I'd like to take advantage of that Indian unit's vulnerability, right now it's more important that I get the Chinese forces in a better position of strength. How long until they're done? Did they not? Oh, nuts. I've had them sitting here this whole time thinking that they were building defenses. Ah, don't I feel foolish? I'm not going to upgrade their anti-aircraft defense at the moment in order to maximize how many of them I can get their infantry weapons upgraded. least we got enough to hold the line there. Give us time to swap guys out and upgrade them. And again, I know people are going to say that, it's not a good idea to upgrade garrisons. But right now I need all the help I can get. Those garrison units are going to have to do frontline duty for a little while. All right, so I think that's going to take care of everybody, except up here in New Guinea. All right, well, let's hope I don't get hurt too badly here. So I think that's got everybody. Oh no, they're back up to strength. Okay. I have the entire British fleet out here doing interdiction. See how that works. All right. All right, so what do we got left? All right, so unfortunately, I didn't leave the UK with anything to do research with. Sorry about that. All right, United States. So production technology, double up on spine and intelligence, no. Infantry weapons level 2. And then naval construction. And that wipes it out for them. Communist Chinese, or no, I'm sorry, that's USSR. Why do I keep calling command and control? Definitely. All right, at least it's got it started. And we don't have enough for the nationalist Chinese to do anything. What do you got? Only 34, so communist Chinese can't do anything. Now Australians finally get their production technology started. All right, so that is going to do it for this turn. That is also going to do it for this episode. I know it ran a bit long. Sorry about that. So what are we looking at here for next turn? Okay, so the Allied Navy, mostly American, but the Allied Navy is now in force down here around the Solomons and Micronesia. And so we're looking at pushing for Guadalcanal. Hopefully I can get that underway next turn. We'll see what happens. All right. All right. Well, thank you very much. Again, as always, if you've made it this far, please leave a like, drop a comment. Would love to hear your thoughts on the matter, including those people that are not happy with my pronunciations of certain words. Can't be helped. Can't be helped. Remember, the UK, Canada, the United States, and Australia are 4 nations that are separated by a common language. And even in the United States, we pronounce things, the exact same words, differently. All right, so if you have not already, please remember to subscribe, shooting for that 100 by the end of the year. And if you know somebody that likes this type of content, please go ahead and share this video with them. And don't forget to hit the notification bell. That way you'll know whenever I put up a new video. So thanks again, and I'll see you on the next one.